Welcome to CEC lectures. Myself Dr. Preeti Jagwani. I am from Department of Computer Science, Aryabhatta College, University of Delhi. So presently we are going through our module of Java Database Connectivity, which is in short we call it as JDBC, and today we are going to devote one more lecture for this module, which is named as Java Database Connectivity. In the previous lectures we have seen that how to connect any Java application with the database using JDBC. I mean what all are the steps here. So basically if we name the steps, there are 5. These are registering the driver class, then creation of a connection, then creation of a statement, execution of queries, and then closing that connection. So basically 5 steps are there, and in our previous module, in our previous lectures, we have seen these 5 steps separately as in what I am trying to say here, not in the form of a one compiled comprehensive program, but separately. That means how to register the driver class, that is with the help of factory methods and so on and so forth, that we have seen. Then creation of connection is requiring creation of an object of the class connection, and then how to create a statement, how to give the execute statements, and finally closing the connections. All these all these steps we have seen separately, and now in today's lecture what are we going to do here? We will be taking one complete program of different databases. So first program, the first kind of section of this lecture which I am going to devote is about Java Database Connectivity with MySQL. So as the name suggests, how are you going to use all these 5 steps, and there is a kind of a backend database which is written in MySQL or which is formed in MySQL. So how are we going to connect that MySQL database with this Java application? So that's the idea. We need to connect the Java application with the MySQL database. We need to follow these 5 steps. And in order to use MySQL as the database, we need some information, not only the MySQL, but whatever database we are going to use, we require some basic information about that database, which is to be put in as parameters to the methods in the program, or kind of all those 5 steps are going to take that information as some parameters. What is this parameter? So these parameters are basically first thing which is the driver class for that particular database, because this is going to be different for different databases. So driver class says the driver class for MySQL database here in this case. So this is com.mysql.jdbc.driver. Please notice the how it is written, that is com.mysql.jdbc.driver. Now what is the connection URL? Connection URL in the sense where that kind of MySQL database is, and how are we through which particular URL we are going to fetch that database, so that we can take that database and connect that with the Java application. So the connection URL for MySQL database is also required. So here that connection database is JDBC colon MySQL colon /localhost colon 3306 slash, and the term here written is SONO, which is SONOO. What is the significance of these terms? I am going to describe. So the connection URL for my databases, I am repeating it here again, which is JDBC colon MySQL colon /localhost colon 3306 slash SONO. Now basically JDBC, if we talk about here, let us try to explore this URL first. So JDBC, if we say, that's the API, MySQL is the database. Now what is this localhost? Localhost actually is the server name on which this MySQL is running. instead of this server name, one can also use the IP address of that particular server. That is also fine, but as human beings we prefer name over IP address because of the simplicity. So here I am doing the same thing, and we have used this localhost, which is the name of the server on which this MySQL database is running, and then which is followed by colon 3306, which is nothing but the port number. So, port number on which this is being hosted, and Sono, which is SONNNOO, is the name of the database to which we are going to connect. Now, this name of the database is going to definitely vary at your own machines. You will be using your own database names which are available in MySQL. So, before getting into this program, what you need to do is you need to create a database and hence some tables in your MySQL application, and then taking the URL or taking the port number or taking the name of the server, you are going to take that, and these will be kind of used here. So, Sono here is the name of the database. So, for your machines it will be the database name of your whatever you have created in MySQL. So, we may use any database. In such cases we need to replace the Sono with your own database. Then apart from these informations, so the informations which we have which we are going to use is, one is the driver class which is com.mysql.jdbc.driver. Then there is a connection URL which is jdbc:/mysql:/localhost 3306 is the port number. Sono is the name of the database. Now, here if we are going to explore more parameters which are required, or more information which is going to be required for your connection, the two things which we still need is about the username and the password. So, username and password which are kind of we can say which are fixed or which are being assigned at the time of creation of that particular database, that username and password are required, and the default username for MySQL database is root, which is ROOT, that is the default username, and the password will be the password given by the user at the time of installation of MySQL database. So, here we are going to use root as the username which is the default given, and also we are going to use root as the password as well. So, the password will be root and username will be root. So, both things will be taken as root here. Now, we need to create a table in the MySQL database, and before creating a table we need to create a database first. So, I am sure you must be aware of that hierarchy, that database is created and then within the database we are going to create some tables. So, the simple steps for creation of database is create database is the command, then create database. As we are going to use name Sono, I have written here Sono, you can use your own name obviously. Then now within this particular database we are going to create tables which will be part of this database. So, it is not only just the creation, we need to use that database, and this is this can be used as the simple analogy that we have created one particular folder, we need to go into that, we need to go inside that folder in order to have many subfolders or files into that. So, similarly here we have written create database Sono, then use Sono, and within that we are going to write a simple command which is a query to create a table. So, create table, and for this table the name is being given as EMP. So, please recall this or make this please note this categorization, the database name is Sono while the table name is EMP. So, create table EMP. The two fields here, one is ID which is going to store the IDs of the employees, and I have given integer 10 as the data type and the size, and the next field which is going to be created inside, which is inside this table EMP, is name, and this name, as the name indicates, is it going to be a kind of character type. So, I have written this varchar 40, And then the third field also which is given here is age, and the data type, and the size is integer 3. So, a complete query will be create table EMP, and within this EMP we will be writing within the bracket we will be writing ID int 10, name varchar 40, and then age int 3. So, this is what this is how you are going to create a table. So, first we have created a database, then we have used that database so that whatever table or whatever commands will follow will be applied on that particular database. So, it is about creation of a table. So, table has been created. Now, we are going to write a program in Java, and in that we are going to use that concept of Java Database Connectivity, which is JDBC. So, we will be kind of looking into drivers and then connections and then so on and so forth. So, how are we going to do that? As I have told you that individual steps we have seen, but here is a comprehensive program for the same. So, we have import java.sql.star. This is the kind of library which is required to be imported here. Then I am going to write, obviously anything whatever we are going to write is within the class, and here in the main function, which is public static void main, we are going to write the whole code inside the try catch thing, because this code I have also told you in the previous lecture when we were looking into the individual steps, that these individual steps are susceptible of throwing some we can say exceptions. So, that has to be taken care here. So, within the try block I am going to use this for name factory method in order to kind of we can say call the driver. So, which says class dot for name. So, class is the name of the class, C is the capital here, C is capital here. So, class dot for name, and within that the name or the kind of complete name of the driver, which is com.mysql.jdbc. Driver. So, this is the driver which is going to be kind of which is going to establish the connection between that MySQL database. Then with the connection clause we have connection conn is equals to driver manager dot get connection, and within that get connection we have given the whole URL of the MySQL database, followed by 2 times root. So, one followed by the username which is root here, and which is again followed by the password which is root here. So, conn is equals to driver manager dot get connection with the 3 parameters. One parameter is the URL of that database, then the username, and then the password, and all these kind of 4 informations. One is the name of the driver, then the URL of the database, then what is the username, and then what is the password. All these 4 pieces of information are kind of required. I can say at least they are required when we are going to create any a program or any functionality using this Java Database Connectivity. And as the name indicates, driver manager dot get connection, the first parameter is JDBC colon MySQL colon local / localhost 3306 / sono. I have explained this in detail, that sono is the name of the database, 3306 is your 3306 is your port number, localhost is the name of the server, and then JDBC and MySQL. Root is the username, then root is the password. Also we can kind of change whatever password or whatever databases or whatever usernames we have. Now here we have dealt with the 2 steps. One is kind of a driver thing, and then the next statement is about taking a connect or kind of creation of a connection, which we have done, and that connection has been created and stored inside the object named as conn. And this is done with the required parameters. Now, the third step, if you are able to recall, is about the statement, creation of the statement, and statement stmt as the name of the object is equals to conn dot create statement. That means a statement has been created. Now, whatever queries we are going to execute, that those queries are going to return something. that is to be kind of stored inside the reference variable or inside the object of the result set. So, here we have result set rs is equals to stmt dot execute query. So, method is the execute query, and within that method we need to supply the whole query as the parameter. So, the whole query which we want to execute on the table EMP is here we are simply selecting some selecting all the records of EMP. So, select star from EMP, that is going to be the parameter inside execute query. So, result set rs, rs is the name of the reference variable or object obviously, is equals to stmt dot execute query. So, execute query, as the name indicates, is a method of the class statement, and that is why we are calling this execute query using the object of object of the class statement, which is stmt. Now, we have something in our result set. If everything is going well till this point, we have some data which is fetched, and I am assuming that data is already there inside the table EMP. The whole data is being fetched and stored in this result set. So, this result set is in the form of a, you can say, table or something of that sort. So, while rs dot next, so while rs dot next means till you have some material into that, you need to print. So, basically in this while statement or in this while loop, what actually I am trying to do is to fetch the whole information from rs and then printing that information one by one on the screen. So, in order to print, obviously we are going to use system.out.println, then rs.getInt within the bracket 1 plus space to be inserted in between. So, the fields can be kind of cleanly separated. So, we have rs.getString the bracket in the bracket 2 plus space, then rs.getString, but within the bracket it is kind of 3. So, 1 2 3 here is the kind of, we can say, parameter or the field number which is to be fetched from the rs, and then finally when all these things will be kind of printed on the screen with the help of this system.out.println. So, we have printed get int 1, which is the so 1 is the integer parameter, and the other two basically we can say string, or if you have an kind of integer parameter as we have taken edge. So, here then you can also use get int. So, get a string for the string thing and get int for the integer thing, whatever data types you have which you are fetching. Then conn dot close, which is connection closing, and please recall that the whole thing or the whole kind of program here is all these steps are actually going inside a try block. So, in order to kind of catch the exceptions, if any is occurring, we have to have a catch block, and there can be multiple exceptions. So, here we are using the super class of the exception which is the class exception itself. So, exception E. So, here we have not dealt with kind of separate we can say separate exceptions. That means the exception in case of connection in case of absence of connection is separate, or in case of absence of, or in case of non execution of query is separate. We are not going to do that. So, here we have taken one consolidated exception, and it's a super class. So, that is why each and every kind of exception will fall inside this if any exception is occurring. So, catch exception E, and then we need to print system.out.println E. So, in this way in this program we have taken care of all these 5 steps. One was kind of creation of a driver or declaration of a driver, we can say. Then the next method was about creation of a connection with the appropriate parameters. Then there comes creation of the statement, and after creation of the statements we need to execute the query. We need to fetch that results of that query inside a result set, and then we need to print that whole information which is available inside that result set. So here in this program what we did is we took one database which is named as Sono, and that was that was actually a database created with MySQL, and we have seen that how to connect this MySQL thing, MySQL database with the Java application. But one thing which is kind of a very important situation or very important point to remember is, in order to connect the Java application with the MySQL database, we need to load one particular file, and that file is known as MySQL Connector Jar, jar as in Java archives. So, MySQL Connector Jar, this is the file which is required to be loaded. Now, the question immediately comes up, how are we going to load these files. So, there are kind of two ways to load these files. One is you take that file MySQL Connector.jar and directly paste that file in the jre/lib/ext folder. That is the proper place to do it. So, take your MySQL Connector.jar and paste it in the folder jre/lib/ext folder. This is the first way to load this jar file, and another way of loading this jar file is about setting the class path. So, again this class path can be kind of can be set in a temporary mode or in a permanent mode, that we have seen when we have started this Java thing. We need to download this MySQL Connector.jar file, and then we will be pasting this jar file there, that is one. In order to set the class path, either there are two ways, as I have told you, one is temporary, another one is permanent. So, in order to set the temporary class path, we will go to the command prompt and write set class path is equals to, we need to kind of give the whole path of that MySQL connector, where it MySQL Connector.java .jar, wherever it is being stored. So, set class path is equals to C drive/folder/MySQL Connector Java 5.0.8 bin.jar. So, you have to be very careful with the whole kind of path or with the whole name, because this is containing many of the I can say special characters. We have dash, we have dots in order to indicate the version. So, that is to be taken care properly, but this is the way to set a temporary class path. In order to set the permanent class path, we will go to the environment variables, and within the environment variable we will be looking for the class path thing, and this class path thing, whatever class path is already being set there, we need to append MySQL Connector.jar or this whole path, that this MySQL Connector.jar is being stored inside C drive folder MySQL Connector the whole the complete name of the file jar. So, one way is you can go to the command prompt and write set class path, but that is a temporary way. That means that will be for that particular session only. If you want to store it in a permanent way, or if you want to set the class path in a permanent way, you can go to the environment variables, and then within that we need to paste, or we need to append this folder, append this file along with its complete path. So, this was actually the connectivity of Java with MySQL. Now, let us say we take another example of a database management system which is very popular, and that is Oracle. Now, here I am using Oracle 10G as the database, and we will be looking into how to connect the database of Oracle 10G with a Java application. So, again we will be requiring some informations for the Oracle database. So, one is the driver class, which is the driver class of the Oracle database, which is oracle.jdbc.driver.oracle driver. So, For MySQL, it was mysql.jdbc.driver, MySQL driver. So, different driver classes for different databases, for different database applications. Then we have to have connection URL, which is the URL of that particular database. Here it is stored in jdbc oracle thin @localhost 1521 :xe. So, JDBC is the API, Oracle is the database, thin here is a driver. There are kind of 4 types of driver. Thin is one of the driver types here. Then we have localhost, which is the name of the server. 1521 is your port number, and XE is the name of the Oracle service. But apart from that, we also need username and password. But one very important thing in case of Oracle is from where all you are going to get this information. So, this whole information is available in tnsnames.ora file. You need to look for that particular file, this whole information, that means name of the driver class, what is the name of the server, what is the port number, everything is available there. Apart from that, username is password is required. So, username, default username for Oracle is system, and password is kind of whatever password the user has given at the time of installation of Oracle database. So, again, before establishing the connection, we need to create a table in the Oracle database, which is again going to be create table EMP, the same ID which is of type earlier it was of type integer, here it is going to be number depending upon the variations in databases. That was MySQL, here it is we have Oracle. Then a varchar name, varchar2 basically, and then again age, which is a number 3. And now we need to kind of take the data from this EMP table along with these parameters which we have seen. System will be using as the username and Oracle will be using as the password. And now here is the program. So, if you can kind of notice the difference between the previous program and this one, you will be kind of noticing only the difference between the class driver class name. Then connection method is the simple URL, there we have given the URL of MySQL, here we have given it obviously for Oracle, and the corresponding username and password. Rest everything is same. So, similar class dot for name, the driver name is here. Then connection conn is equals to driver manager dot connection with all the required parameters. We have created a statement which is stmt is equals to conn dot create a statement, and we have selected we have executed a query which is stmt dot execute query, select a star from EMP. Similar while rs dot next, and you have printed all these information which is being fetched from rs, and then finally there is conn dot close. One very important thing there also I have told you the name of the jar file which is required to be loaded in case of MySQL. In case of Oracle, the name of the jar file is ojdbc 14.jar, and how we are going to load this jar file, that the method is already being kind of told in the previous MySQL program. So, here in this lecture we have started with the kind of recap of how to establish the connectivity between a database and a Java application. We have seen those 5 steps in short, and apart from that we have seen 2 examples and all the relevant specific details. One was the example of connection of MySQL with Java application, another one example of the connection of Java application with the Oracle database, and here is a list of references which is being used for the preparation of lecture. I hope you have enjoyed one. I will see you in the next lecture. Till then, take care. Goodbye.